Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today in this live where our amazing professional makeup artist, Jackie Alves, will give us some tips and tricks to do a Dewy meets drama look. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, my friend, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm ready with my notebook to take some notes on the tips that you're going to give us today. So the mic and the stage is all yours.
Oh my gosh, the mic and the stage. So you guys are in for a treat. So hold on to your pants because this Dewy meets drama look is super popular right now. Everybody's loving it. And it's also not just because it's popular, trending, all of those things, just makes for a beautiful winter holiday look. You know, when you've got that beautiful dewy skin, that's not a normal thing for the winter because our skin tends to dry out when the weather cools off. It's just kind of normal for us. So if you can get a beautiful dewy look, then that kind of will ramp up your game even more just to start off right there. So when you've got a beautiful kind of a dewy finish to your foundation, and I'll show you how to achieve that. And then we hit it with some drama. I'm going to show you how to do that, but not be overdone. So don't think smoky eye, red lip for drama. And it's okay if you're like, oh man, I was hoping for smoky eye and red lip. That's okay. You can adjust anything I'm going to show you today and just change shades and colors. But I want to show you some really beautiful techniques so that you can add that drama without feeling like you're doing a full face of dramatic makeup, but you can pop those little accents in wherever you like them and kind of enhance your eyes or your lips, whatever you like the best about your face. And that's really what makeup is. It's really not just, it's not covering our face or putting on a mask. It's more enhancing our favorite features or bringing to life maybe those that have been pushed away by time or age. Maybe your eyes have faded or your lips look or appear a little bit thinner just because age will do that. You know, our pigment begins to disappear a little bit or our lips are not as full as they used to be. So let's talk about ways that we can bring those things back with a little bit of drama and of course that beautiful dewy finish. So I'm going to start with some primer right now. And I of course want to use the Royal Radiance primer. This is going to definitely ensure a beautiful radiant finish. And I'm even going to get it on my eyelids and underneath my eyes. Now I've already got wonderful skincare on, of course. I started my day this morning with my Royal Defy skincare mixed in with a few pieces of Biolab skincare. That's my favorite. Um, the new lactic acid facial serum has just really been saving the day, making my skin look hydrated. I love, love, love that. But now that I've got my primer on, I'm going to go in with my foundation, and today I'll use my Royal Radiance foundation, and I will use the shade Bare today. Now that's the shade that really matches my face well, but I'm also going to use the shade Nude. Let me make sure I grabbed the right shades in the first place. That would be a disaster if I didn't. So I'm going to use the shade Bare because it matches my whole face, but when I get to concealer, I'm going to use the shade Nude. It's actually one shade lighter than my foundation. So I do like to use a concealer one shade lighter, but sometimes I just use foundation as concealer. I know, crazy sauce, right? But I really love the look of a dewy concealer, and I can achieve that with a dewy foundation. Sometimes you can find a radiant concealer that is a little bit shimmery or shiny looking, and I like those. They're beautiful, but they're a little heavy. They're typically a cream product, and I really love this liquid under my eyes because it's a lot more lightweight. So let me grab my foundation brush. I've got to find the right one. I cannot handle doing this look without just the right brush. Here we go. So this is my JAFRA Beauty foundation brush, and let me grab a mirror so I can actually see my face. Now I'm starting right in the middle. I love this shade Bare for my face because it's got a little bit of a gold undertone to it, which is good for me because I've got all this red in my skin. So it really helps balance that out. And I'm going to get a good amount right on my eyelids too. That's going to help not only color correct my eyelids on top a little bit, it's also going to help my eyeshadow last longer. So I know we pay a lot of attention to under our eyes. Oh, I have dark circles, or, um, you can see veins under my eyes or whatever the problem would be, but sometimes that discoloration is coming from the upper eyelid as well. So let's get a good amount of foundation on those eyelids. Smooth it out really nice. Now I'm not putting a bunch under my eyes here because I'm going to go back with that other shade. Remember, I told you I wanted to use a lighter shade of foundation under there. But I like to use it later in the game in case I have any fallout from my foundation or from my eyeshadow or you know, accidentally sneeze while I'm doing my mascara. That's always the pits. So then I can just clean up any mistakes that I've made later in the game. Now, I am definitely using some foundation right here on my chest. I get a really red chest after menopause. My skin has decided to turn 15 different shades. So I do like to use this foundation and just bring a little bit down to color correct and balance all the areas. Now, if I was wearing a turtleneck, I wouldn't have to worry about it, but this is a pretty low scooped out V neck. So I really want to make sure to color correct this so it's not so distracting. And most of the time, my friends or husband don't even notice it, but boy, it sure does distract me. So I'll do everything I can to color correct that. Now, on top of my radiant foundation, because I want to keep it looking radiant, I don't want to matte this down with a matte powder. I'm going to use my JAFRA Beauty Photo Set Powder. I love this one because it will buff and really just helps set your foundation beautifully, but without matting it down. It allows it to still have a beautiful kind of glow to it. And especially right here where I get weird creases and right around the cracks of the nose, I like to make sure that's really well buffed. It softens the look and gives you an airbrush finish that way. Now, I would like to go ahead and do just a little bit of contour with one of my stick concealers. This is a cream concealer. Now, you may be saying, oh my gosh, you just put on powder. How are you putting on cream right now? Well, my friends, I would like to tell you something about makeup rules. There are no rules in makeup, for one, I always like to say, but for two, it's not really true that you can't add product on top of powder. Like once you've done powder, you can't put anything but powder. As long as I haven't caked and baked and put several layers, I'm okay, especially with that beautiful photo set powder because it's really micro milled. It's very small, fine particles. It's a very high quality powder. So I can rest assured that it's not going to cake up on me if I decide I want to do a little bit of contouring. Now, I'm just doing a little. I'm not looking to chisel my whole face out all crazy or anything like that, except right here. Always want to chisel this crazy turkey gobble thing that I have going on these days. So I'm just going to take my foundation brush and go right here. Now, I've just placed a little bit of this almost in a check mark right underneath the cheekbone. And just taking my foundation brush, I'll just begin to blend it. Now that was the shade Cool Dark, and I like that one because it has the least amount of orange in it, so I can keep it a little more neutral without putting more gold than I would like. And bringing it up, so when I do that contour and bronzing, I like to just bring it up and frame that cheekbone, but I'm using this cream product instead of a powder because it's going to really contribute to that beautiful dewy finish. And now just bringing it up into the hairline. Real easy, especially because my hair is light up at the hairline and I don't want to get it in the hair. Nobody ever wanted, you know, tan hair if they're blonde or gray. Now, if you have a beautiful brown hair or black hair, you've got it made. You can just go straight up into your hairline and nobody will know the difference. And that is looking beautifully bronzed. Already just so shiny and sparkly. And going with the whole theme with my shiny shirt and my beautiful earrings. Now let's do the crazy turkey gobble neck. Now I did a little triangle sort of, because if you'll notice, if you've got a little extra right here, it tends to kind of hang in a triangle shape, right? That's okay. We're just going to cast a shadow on it and kind of draw it away from the attention. So by doing this, by adding this shadow, under the jawline, what happens is you'll automatically brighten right here on the chin, which will create a much stronger jawline. So contouring down here, pushing it away from the attention, I'll bring it straight down. And now again, if I was wearing a regular neckline, I wouldn't have to work so hard, but because I've got this low scooping neckline, had to be so dramatic today, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and tan, and I can even go back and put a little bronzing powder, something with a little shimmer right here if I like, which I will probably do. Knowing myself, I'll probably add a little bit of glitter right there too. I get a little crazy. You know, the holidays are here and it's a great excuse to be a glitter girl. Now, let me just go ahead and check this out and make sure, oh, wow, this is looking really pretty, you guys. This is coming together nice. I hope that you give this a try, this little contour trick I'm showing you. I, of course, got to put my glasses on just to check those details, but I'm really liking how this is turning out. All right, let's go ahead and head over into some blush, just sweeping out from underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to use a cream blush, of course, because I'm really keeping with the dewy finish, the cream looks, and I'm going to use the shade Hot Coral in my beautiful cream blush. And right now, I just want to take my finger and get a few dots right on the cheekbone here, right on top of where I put that contour. And you can continue to just use your finger. I'm going to switch back to that foundation brush. Especially with the shape of this brush, I just love the way I can get it to blend everything because it's got a little bit of a slant, so it helps me get up into angles and areas I need my product to go. And I'm going to bring it up a little higher than I normally would for blush because I'm going to be going back with that foundation under my eyes. I'll put a little bit on the tip of my nose and right above the arches of my brows. And that is looking gorgeous. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the JAFRA Color Passion Glam Romance Palette. Now, you may have a different favorite that you like. For example, we've got the eyeshadow trio. Ooh, let me see if I can get it open for you. This one's called Sienna. I love this one. So you can use any of your favorite options for eyeshadow palettes, whatever you like. But I'm going to use this new palette because obviously it's got a little sparkle in it, but I want to use the pinks. I want to use this beautiful shimmer here. And I'm going to accent with some of that chocolate brown. So I'm really going to go with kind of this rose gold theme I've got going right now. So let me grab an eyeshadow brush. You know what? I think I'll grab a big fat one. And I'll just go ahead and use my crease brush here, just to swipe on some of this light pink shade on my entire eyelid. Now, I don't have any creasing because my skin is a little on the dry side, but if you have started creasing right here, maybe you have oily eyelids, you may want to first buff this out before you get started with eyeshadow, just to make sure you've got a very smooth canvas to work with. And I'm putting this light pink on my entire eyelid from lashes to brows and side to side. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone than I do, this is still going to be beautiful for you. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this cranberry shade right in the crease here. And though we are going with a rose gold kind of look, this is a little on the pink side. But what I'm going to do now is take some of the orange and pop that in to neutralize the pink and warm it up a little bit. So it's turned pretty peach, which is really going to go really well with all of the gold and rose gold that I already have going on. So a little more of that cranberry shade right in the crease. And I'm just taking it easy. This formula of eyeshadow is real easy to work with. It's so smooth, and you know, if you are a beginner with eyeshadow, this is going to be a great choice for you, this palette, because these shades are so blendable. The formula is really smooth and powdery, And so you don't have to feel like you need to be a high level pro to get a really nice look, because it's just going to blend seamlessly. Now I'm going to go in with this beautiful chocolate brown, and I'm going to accent the outer corner. Now this is one of the easiest eyeshadow looks I ever do. It's really just kind of a signature soft glam look that we do here at my makeup studio quite a bit. Just keeping it darker on the outer corner. Now let's talk about that little touch of drama. So I'm going to darken up this outer corner by stacking and layering the brown. And you can see I'm just using this patting and tapping motion at this point. I don't want to throw that brown all over my face. So just a lot of patting and tapping right in the crease, bringing it down to the lash line. And now we can blend it up towards the brow, bringing it up and out. Making sure we've got a seamless blend. Don't worry if you feel like you've come too far out, because we're going to go back with that foundation used as concealer and sweep it out and really clean it up. On the other side, and look how quickly I can work with these eyeshadows as well. So this is, like I said, a great choice if you're not super pro with eyeshadow. And bring it up and out. Don't let it just disappear into your crease. When you open your eye, then your eyeshadow's gone. Bring it up higher than you think. This will also add to that drama. All right, I don't know how I got that other side darker, but I'm going to add some over here. And that's the beauty of trusting the process. You guys, you want to just trust what you're doing. Don't get halfway in the middle and start thinking, oh no, this was a bad choice. Just trust it. Just keep going, because once you get to the end, it really does come together. Once we get eyeliner and mascara on, you're going to absolutely love it. Okay, so I've got those outer corners done. I want to take a little tiny brush. Let me see what I've got. Got a real small eyeshadow brush here. Let me see if I can get it out of the holder. And I want to use the brown underneath my eyes. Now you can use eyeliner if you like, but I like a softer, more of a shadow look underneath. So a tiny little eyeshadow brush. Starting at the outer corner. I usually will go about halfway over, but this is going to be a little bit more dramatic look. So I'm going all the way over and giving it a lot of depth. You can see how smoky that's becoming. Do the same on the other side. And if you feel like you've gotten too much at this point, again, don't worry about it, because we're cleaning up with concealer later. That's the beauty of waiting so late in the game on concealer. Now I'm going to bring some of it right here on my lash line, just to make sure it's coming around beautifully. That's looking really nice. Now I'm going to go in with this light. It's almost like a champagne color or a sparkly cream. I'm going to add it to my inner corner for a real pretty pop. Now this adds to the drama as well, because now you've got that dimension. You've got dark out here with that chocolate brown, and I've got a light pop right in the middle, which is gorgeous. Let me get in here so you can see it. Now, especially if you've got a holiday party you'd like to go to, or maybe you're just going to go to a special dinner with friends, this is going to be a beautiful look. And I hope you've got something planned for the season. Even if you don't celebrate the holidays, I hope you at least are going to go out and enjoy some food with friends and have a good time. And let me know in the comments what you plan on doing for Christmas or just for the winter season. Maybe you've just got plans to hang out with family. Let me know what your plans are. I actually don't even have any yet. We have not planned our Christmas yet. Can you believe it? All right, I stinking love this eyeshadow look, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. And you saw it just took a little extra packing of that darker brown just to add that drama. So I'm going to grab a magnifying mirror right now, because you know me, you know that my vision is something else. So let me grab my magnifying mirror and my black eyeliner. This is a beautiful roll-up gel eyeliner pencil in black. I'm going to add it on my outer corners here, a really good amount. And just bring it into a small point and make sure it disappears halfway over. I don't want to bring the eyeliner all the way over. You can if you like, but I like to make it disappear halfway over so that you can still see that light, bright shimmer on the inner corner. This is a classic soft glam look. We're just ramping it up just a little bit. Okay, now if you're not great with eyeliner, it's okay. You can go smudge it out with a little smudger brush. But mine actually turned out pretty good, so I'm going to leave it. Now on the other side, adding that fat triangle, I like to call it, where it's fatter on the outside and then it just disappears halfway over into the lashes. That's really key. Make it disappear halfway over. Get thinner and thinner. There we go. All right, now you can absolutely go into your waterline if you like, or do your tight line to add an extra level of drama. To save time, I'm not going to do it today, but I am going to go in with my Always mascara. This is our new 24-hour mascara. This is a waterproof, and it's got a really great brush on it that helps separate the lashes really nice. And I'm just going to go from the root to the tip. Now, if you want some extra drama, you absolutely can start with a lash primer. Got a really nice lash primer. And this is a tinted one, so it's going to add a little more drama as well. It's not the white one that you feel like you have to cover up. This is a beautiful tinted lash primer that I think you'll love. So if you want that extra layer, you may want to start with that. Or you could even consider doing some false lashes with this one. With all the shimmer and the depth of the smoky eyeshadow, this could definitely benefit from a nice little false eyelash. Even just the half lash would be nice. All right, now I'm doing my mascara on the bottom. Now remember, we still have to go back and put some concealer / foundation underneath. So if you're worried about getting that in your mascara, you can wait and do those bottom lashes later. This is looking really pretty. I don't know if you guys ever do that when you're doing your makeup and you look at it and you're like, this looks really good. I love that feeling when I'm doing my makeup and I feel like it looks nice and I feel like I'm doing a good job. It's such a great feeling to feel like you look pretty. And sometimes all it takes is just a few extra steps. I know we really want to get into like my 5-minute routine or my quickest makeup ever, but sometimes we really benefit from taking a couple of extra steps to make sure it lasts longer or to add that little extra drama. And this mascara just is looking great. This brush really does keep them lashes separated, I tell you what. All right, let's get into that concealer / foundation I told you about. Now again, this is the shade Nude. It's one shade lighter than the full face foundation I just used. And I don't need a lot. I don't have a lot of darkness under the eyes today, praise the Lord, but I do want to just make sure that I brighten up underneath and give it that finished polished look. So I have a fat brush right now. Now, normally I like to use a small flat paddle concealer brush, but because I'm using foundation, I want to use something a little fluffier, like a dry fluffy brush. So I'm going to go in with this kind of fat brush here and add it in. And if you prefer a smaller concealer brush, that's okay. I just have a very large area here and I need to keep it very fluffy with this dry brush. And see how you can just sharpen it up and it gives this beautiful light kind of lifted look here. And my skin is looking just beautifully dewy and healthy. It's got great glow to it. And I'm just cleaning up the eyeshadow here. And now just tap and pat through. I want to go back to my foundation brush and just rebuff right here on the cheeks, just in case I removed any of the blush that I want to keep there. Let me grab my mirror again. Just making sure it all came together really well. So there's not a place where you can see the concealer or the foundation ending and then the blush beginning. I want them to just kind of melt together, especially with this gorgeous dewy look. Now I definitely need to darken up my eyebrows, but today I do not want to use a pencil. I have permanent makeup on my brows. I love the way that they look. So I do just want to go in quickly with my little brow brush, and I'm going to use that brown eyeshadow, just a really small amount, and just add in a tiny bit to bring my brows back to life because I did get foundation on them, and it will make a big difference if I can just darken them up and bring back some definition. See, it doesn't take a lot. And I just get a good amount on that brush, give it quite the tap, and add back in that definition. Now, if you like pencils better, absolutely go for it. Use the pencil. But let me get my magnifying mirror. But I just feel like I don't need that much definition with the permanent makeup that I have. I just need to bring them back to life. There we go. That's looking gorgeous. Such a great, simple look. This is one of the looks that I have friends that come in and want to learn quite a bit. I do private makeup tutorials, and it's one of their favorite looks. So now I'm going to go in with a pink lip. Now you can absolutely be way more dramatic and do a red lip. You can do a nude lip, whatever you like. I think with a really deep eyeshadow look, a nude lip is nice. And this is sort of a nude rose gold shirt, but I'm going to go in with pink just because it tends to pop blue or green eyes, or even brown if you've got some gold in your eyes. So who'd have thought that lips could pop eyes, but they do. I'm going to overline a little bit. Remember, I told you that sometimes our lips begin to thin out or our pigment disappears as we age. And even if it doesn't, sometimes we just like a little plumper lip, right? So I'm going to overline a little at the Cupid's bow here on the top. Now this lip liner is in the shade called Blushing. And I just smoothed it out with my finger to make sure it goes into all those little cracks. Now, something I love to do is get my entire lip with lip liner because it has so much stay power. Now, lip stain is good too, but I really love to do the whole lip in a liner. Especially this particular liner, it has some serious stay power, my friends. Now I'm going to go right on top with one of my favorite lipsticks. This one is Pink the Perfect Fit in the color Passion line. And it lightened it up right in the middle. I'm going to now use my Sugar and Spice Lip Plumping Jelly because I want to stay with the kind of shiny, dewy finish, even on my lips. Now you can go in and add a little highlighter to your cheeks if you like, any little finishing touches at this point that you love, but I am now, wait, let me back it up a little bit. If you felt at this point like maybe you were getting a little shiny, you needed a little more powder, you could go in and go right through the middle but I love this dewy, beautiful glow that I have. So I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to grab some setting spray and show it who's boss. That feels amazing. That setting spray is actually good for you too. All right, let's bring my hair back around town here. And I think that I've got a pretty good look going on. And I wish that you could see me in person because, man, my skin is like, I'm like a dewy goddess right now. Monica, what do you think?
I
I'm loving
think,
it.
yes, I think cameras doesn't do the justice that you put all that work in your makeup. It's like I look at mine and I'm like, I wish you guys can see it in person. And I also used the glam palette today, Jackie, to do that my makeup look. And I want to
Yeah.
encourage our followers, consultants, leaders who have this palette already, show us in the comments what type of looks are you creating. The shades that I used today is this one, the cranberry and the yellow one. And I like how you did it with just one brush. You did all that, blending, and then you also use it for your eyebrows. It's like a very practical, multi-purpose palette that you guys need to get your hands on.
Yeah, I think, of course, this is available during the holidays for obvious reasons with all of the sparkle and the shimmer in it, but it's really a great practical palette. You could use it all year long. It's even got some beautiful spring colors, so you can use it all the time.
Yes, you can. And I did do the bright pink lipstick. And we didn't talk about what shades, right, Jackie? We always think alike.
We do. We definitely think alike. We're on the same wavelength.
Well, Jackie, thank you so much. I'm definitely going to try that contouring after the powder. I love the tip that you gave us to do the under the eyes after you do all your look and then blend in your blush. So I've been loving that trick and tip that you gave us. So I'm going to try the one with the neck. Today I'm using the turtleneck, so I don't need that tip. But
Your neck is
definitely
in disguise today.
yeah. Well, thank you, Jackie, for everything that you showed us today. We hope to see your looks in the comments, right, Jackie?
Absolutely. Please share your looks with us. And even if you don't want to post a photo of yourself, at least let us know what your favorite shades are and if you've tried the glam palette yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, everyone that joined us today. And we can't wait to see you. Oh my God, this feels so, to say next year.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of it. See you next year.
See you next year. Okay, Jackie, thank you for everything and see you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.